Jason Sanders now to get this one started. And we are underway in Southern California. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy. The 30-yard line. Their own 29-yard line. Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. Here's Herbert. This is swung out to Eckler. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too. Let's go.
Faced with their first third down conversion opportunity and able to punch it through and pick it up on the ground.
And to me, doing it on the ground sends a different type of a message than throwing the football. And, you know, let's face it, we've done a lot of games together. How often have we seen third down turn into an automatic passing down no matter what the yardage?
Yeah, and last thing you want, that opening drive to go 3 and out. You got everything scripted, lined up. Let's get some points on the board, and they're able to avoid that 3 and out. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach in his decision-making process.
Herbert's throw taken in by Palmer. 7 yards, the pickup there. A 7-yard pickup brings up second and 3 at the 36-yard line. Working with a 2nd and 3. Herbert. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler, and he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run here with Eckler. Up from the secondary to make the tackle, Jalen Ramsey.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now. Back to throw here, Herbert. Open man, Parham. He's got him. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. They'll try the right side with Eckler. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Well, that's the type of play that'll fire up the defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
And the ball situated at the 9. 2nd and goal. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pick up a 3.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. From the 5-yard line, will this opening drive yield 6? This is 3rd and goal. Now it's Herbert. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
The Chargers will bring out the field goal unit now. This a fairly straightforward 22-yard short attempt. And Hopkins' kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Following the made field goal for 3, Hopkins now to kick it off. This will be fielded inside the 5. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Dolphins take the field with Tua Tagovailoa, their quarterback from Alabama, at the helm.
And for all the collegiate success he had, highest passer efficiency rating by a mile, He's a guy who's had his share of detractors at the professional level, but I do like his poise, I do like his moxie, and I love his accuracy.
Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. That's caught by his tight end, Trevon Wesco. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run, because we envision them in offenses, catch the ball, how much yardage can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. First carry for Raheem Mostert. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And this one is incomplete.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Tua. Anderson a first down and more. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48.
Anderson, a gain of 14, and the Dolphins first down.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Now Tua. Over the middle, he's got the tight end Wesco. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. More from L.A. in a moment. Second and 2. On the handoff, this is Mostert. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. He can rack up those tackles in bunches in the run game from that middle linebacker spot.
And what he has to do is make sure he congratulates the guys in front and tells them thanks a lot, because as the guy in the middle, the Mike linebacker, you're counting on your front 3, your front 4, your front 5, whatever you've got in front of you to take up all the blocking, allow you to roam and hit, and that's what he did on that play.
Well, they gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play, and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Off the play action, Tagovailoa. That is caught by Anderson. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Robbie Anderson, 38 yards. And the Dolphins have taken the lead.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Jason Sanders now for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Taken in at the 3. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. The CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
First down, and they stick with Eckler. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
You know, it's not just all athleticism from defensive linemen. Let's give them a little credit for their football intelligence as well. Read and react by them, understood the play call, and stacked it up and stuffed the run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Herbert now. And he will find his man on the outside. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 43. A shotgun snap for Herbert. He'll drop this one off to Eckler. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way. And really, we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. A reminder coming up in a couple of minutes' time. We'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman, the coach in our EA Sports studios. They'll have a look back at the next-gen stats from this first half of action. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 17-yard line.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. And there's Williams. What a catch. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7.
Boy, that completion comes with a high degree of difficulty, especially on the catch. Had to look that one in one-handed, able to do so, and ends up picking up a first down as well.
So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Herbert off of play action. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Josh Palmer the intended target, but it'll be 2nd and goal. Herbert back to the air. Got a man, it's Allen for the Charger touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab, and the Chargers are going to retake the lead. An out route there for the score, a quick out route there for the score.
Yeah, you're not really surveying the defense on this one. You're just counting on timing, making this play happen. 1-2, ball's out of his hands, knows where he's going, just puts it to the outside. Touchdown.
Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. So that one an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. Touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Here comes Jalen Waddle from his end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. Tua and the rest of the Dolphin offense back out on the field. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but they're losing. And I think as the captain of the offense, you probably always feel like you need to do more in that situation.
The best have always felt that way, and they won't settle for anything less. So right now, his goal is to increase what he's doing on the field. Try to make sure his teammates...
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line. It's a sack. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball in this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Another try after the first down sack. Tua. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Tua. Wesco, the tight end, making the catch. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On 4th down, Michael Pilardi on to punt. I'm going to call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Justin Herbert leading this unit out for their next possession. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. Good gain on first, has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen. And he's brought down. So the penalty declined, and they will keep the yardage on the completion.
And you could almost see him compartmentalize there throughout the route. Fought hard at the line of scrimmage, a lot of hand-checking throughout the route. Great job staying focused on the football and pulling it in through the contact.
But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target. Yeah,
the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. The final shot before the break for Herbert. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This from 54 yards away. He had the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these 2 teams at the break. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First, though, time for a check of the next-gen stats from that first half for Miami. And they weren't able to get a whole lot done throwing the football. That'll likely be a big key if they want to turn things around in the second half. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, they too found some success throwing the football. But I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. The Dolphins down on the scoreboard, but they'll have it first as we get going in this third quarter. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. And, you know, I think the defense is saying back to them, why don't you guys focus on getting some first downs, put some drives together, give us a little bit of a break here. If we can get some rest, we'll play even better for you. And, oh, by the way, pay off a few of those drives with some points, too. That's a nice throw there, and he's obviously feeling pretty good because, remember, he had a touchdown pass on the last drive, and here he comes out throwing again, and they wind up getting good yardage and a first down right out of the gate.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Good job, Pete. That's right. He was brought down at the 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Second and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. Looking to pass. Tua. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Hill. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 32-yard line.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do in that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And this one's incomplete. Let's see, he was 8 of 13 prior to that pass, now 8 of 14, Charles.
Yeah, that's not horrible, but he's been under a ton of pressure throughout this game, not able to stay on his spot. You know, quarterbacks talk about that all the time, being able to get to one place, set up and throw. When they make you move a little bit, oftentimes your accuracy suffers.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Tua. Throw left side complete. That's Hill. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Tua to throw again. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit. Spotted at the left hash, this from 45. The kick by Sanders is good. And that will knot us up at 10. So they come away from this opening drive of the 3rd quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, and that has to be job 1, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their 3-point halftime lead gone now, back to a tie game. But, Charles, I don't imagine that changes too much for this offense.
I would agree. I don't think it changes much at all, whether it's a 3-point lead or a tie game. They know they have their work cut out for them, and they were going to run their offense in the same vein.
Tough running, but not a lot to show for it. They stop him shy of the 25. The tackle made by Landon Roberts.
That was a pretty good job defensively to hold him to a 2-yard run, but I've got to think this offensive line, they're asking their quarterback for a different type of a run, one that they rely on, one they have confidence in, one they feel like they can block.
2nd and 8 coming up. It's Eckler again. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line.
That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on third down. Here's Herbert. Herbert has it knocked free. And the Dolphins have got it.
Going the other way. Justin Herbert.
And that, Charles, you'd have to think a pretty avoidable mistake.
You're exactly right about that, partner, because it all comes down to covering up the football. Look, turnovers are going to happen. They're inevitable. But in a tie game in the third quarter, those turnovers can change the tide of the ball game. And now it's up to their defense to try and bail them out. Got to take care of the rock.
The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? First and goal. Mostert. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. Raheem Mostert. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Dolphins use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. People always talk about one of his biggest strengths running the football, vision, and he found the spot there, went into the end zone.
You're exactly right about that, and it wasn't just the vision, right? Once he saw the gap, decisiveness, made up his mind, and about the power to finish the play. Not only did he get good blocking, he created his own space as well.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes it a 17-10 score.
Chargers 10.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. L.A. readies for its next possession. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. On the give, this is Eckler, and they'll take him down at the 31-yard line.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. But I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. This caught left side by the tight end Parham. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. And he'll find his man on the out route. That's Allen. A little tough on the secondary there. In zone defensively. Quarterback had time to survey and find a spot.
And if you want to change things up and put a little more pressure on him, you can go to man coverage. Everyone matches up and send more pressure. But you can also do it out of zone coverage if you're worried about what's going to happen on your back end. Send someone else, drop someone else out of the line. The old zone blitz could come into play to try and get that pressure on the quarterback.
2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to 3rd down. Once more, here's Eckler fighting through. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. 48 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
Everyone understood their role on that play. 3rd and 1. You know, the defensive guys, they're trying to get down and get low and get leverage on the offensive lineman, but they didn't allow that to happen. They created a crease and allowed him to get through for a first down.
Running on first down, Eckler. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
It's 2nd and 8. Dolphins 40-yard line. That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. It's Charger football, but they trail here as we get going in quarter number 4. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 29-yard line.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. A handoff. It's Eckler. Emmanuel Agba there on the stop.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
52's the mic right over there, right? 52's the mic.
Back to throw here, Herbert. And to the right side here, it's Allen. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down.
13 yards on the play. That's another Chargers. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Mike 52, Mike 52. Run.
Herbert operating from the red zone. Dancing to his left. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Now it's Herbert. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. I want to go back to something you said in the first quarter.
Is it a positive?
It is a positive.
Okay.
About winning the turnover battle. As a visiting team, as an underdog, you were right. They've done just that, and look where it's gotten them.
It's part of the formula. When you go on the road, as you mentioned, being an underdog, winning the turnover battle is a big key, and this one's playing out in this one.
And it's caught. Touchdown. Double from 6 yards away. And the Chargers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. And we are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
On is Hopkins now for the extra point. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as it kicks away. This taken in at the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Dolphins about set to go to work on offense. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back. And the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. On the handoff, it's Gaskin. Shoves him away. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. A nice little gain. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
On 2nd and inches, Tua completes it to the tight end Smythe. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, he left no doubt about that one because even though he hasn't left the pocket, he's got a receiver in the area, so it's not grounding, even though there was no way that ball was going to be caught.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Tua sets up to pass it. Gets this one to Hill. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. Off the play action. Tagovailoa. And that is incomplete. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter. Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 at the 16-yard line.
Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a score to break this tie. Flushed out right and able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave them with a 3rd down. Herbert going to throw. And, oh, that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up fourth down.
Well, the defense certainly did its job. They held up in that situation, and now on fourth down, you've got to punt this and try to get to overtime. There's no decision to be made in my estimation.
Here's Ty Long now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. So possession goes over here on the punt, and it'll be Dolphin football. Miami's offense set and ready to go. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
7 yards, the pickup there.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
Tua going to try and go quickly here. Now Tua. That is caught by Anderson. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They hand it off to Mostert, and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Now a timeout called for by the defense as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, they'll run it with Mostert. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. From here, it would be a 45-yard field goal attempt, certainly in range, but they'll look for more yardage on 3rd down. Here's Mostert. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And they'll get this down to the 10. So that one will be accepted. Now Mostert. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Second and 7. Mostert. And he stopped immediately there. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. from the gun or run with Mostert. And he'll only get this to the 17, well shy of what he needed. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. So it all rests now on the right foot of Jason Sanders. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And it is good. He splits the uprights on the chip shot. And it'll be a good time in South Beach tonight. The Dolphins have won the game. Well, as always, partner, an extreme pleasure to share a booth with you. I have to say, I am impressed at your discipline because you came here and you said you were not going to eat any of the media buffet. You made it to the end. You didn't consume a single calorie.
I appreciate that. What you missed is me going to the concession stand outside of your eyesight and getting it done that way. Look, I mean, they were serving the good stuff. I had to do it.
Oh, man, but you're svelte, in good shape, but you cheated a little bit. We'll let it slide.
I appreciate that. Always a pleasure to work with you.